Hi, welcome to today's Facebook Live on why I became a music therapist. This is a question that people often ask me, and actually, this last week, more people have been asking me it. So I thought I would just share why I became a music therapist and how I came to this profession. I guess you could say that I was just born to do it. Music's just always been a part of my life, and some of my earliest memories are of being at my grandparents' farm in Wisconsin and playing on the old player piano that they had, complete with the old paper rolls, and pump the pedals and the keys would play. And they also had an old pump organ, and I remember playing with the stops and exploring and experimenting what sounds could be made on the organ. But it wasn't really until I started college, started my undergraduate studies at Viterbo University in La Crosse, Wisconsin, in vocal performance and vocal pedagogy, that I even started to think about uh, the the impact that music can have, the power that music can have. And by my senior year, as I was preparing for my senior recital, as all performance majors are required to do, um, I realized that the performance world wasn't really for me, but that what I was really fascinated by was the emotional and psychological process that a person needs to go through in order to learn a piece of music, embody a piece of music, and be able to get on stage and perform that piece of music convincingly to an audience where there is nothing to hide behind. As a vocalist, you are the instrument. It is just you and the stage. So I realized that I really wanted to help other people experience that for themselves, not necessarily in the form of actual performance and singing, although that could certainly be part of it, but more in terms of helping people embody their voices and connect with their authentic voice, their authentic being, and help them navigate through the world better. And so it was at that time that my voice teacher gave me a brochure for the Transpersonal Counseling Psychology Music Therapy program at Naropa University. And when I saw the description of that program, it just resonated with me. This idea that music taps into all levels of our being, and a recognition that we as humans are more than just our physical bodies, our mental thought processes, our emotions, but that there's something greater than us, that there's a connection that exists between us and other living things, and that music can help us really tap in to those other levels and those other realms. However, I was not ready to go back to school, and I spent a year abroad teaching English as a foreign language in South Korea. And during that time, I was singing with a choir there, a Korean choir, which was a lot of fun. I helped them with their English diction, and they helped me with my Korean diction. However, there was a point where I got really sick and developed this respiratory illness that doctors had no idea what was going on. All I know is that it affected the upper range of my voice. And as a classically trained singer, it sent me into an existential tailspin. who am I if I can't sing? I had no idea what to do. And so I took that as a divine sign from the universe, or however you want to describe it, that there was something else that I needed to be doing with my life besides teaching English. And so it was at that time that I pulled out that brochure from my voice teacher, Diane Faust, at Viterbo. Yes, I had traveled the world still holding this brochure, and I decided to apply. And so I did. I created a little audition videotape showcasing a day in my life teaching in South Korea. My apartment was above a piano studio, so it was perfect. I was able to go downstairs and use the piano there to showcase my ability to play the piano and sing simultaneously. You know, multi-talented person. Musicians accompany themselves while performing. And so on my last day of teaching, I received notification that I had been accepted into the program at Naropa. And that brought me back to the US, where I've been ever since. And I was really surprised, actually, to learn just how broad of a field music therapy is. Because my orientation, my natural inclination is more psychodynamic, psychological. How can music help people express their emotions, express their truth? How can music be used to shift perspectives and understandings and be able to get a broader view of what's happening in their lives? But I learned in my studies that music therapy entails so much more than that. It can help people recover the ability to speak and the ability to walk and move, and it can help people really develop and enhance their relationships and be able to engage with other people. It can help people find peace at the end of life. It can help people remember aspects of themselves that they may have lost due to illness or some sort of impairment. So I realize I'm meandering a bit on why I became a music therapist, but that is my story. It's been a long, strange trip, as the Grateful Dead said, that took me around the world, and now here I am, back in the States, in Longmont, Colorado, with a little community mental health-oriented music therapy practice that allows me to work with people from infancy all the way to the end of life, and I absolutely love it. So thank you for watching and listening to my story about how I became a music therapist. I'd like to do a little series of these based on questions that people frequently ask me. So I'm thinking that the next live that I'll do is on how I work as a music therapist, because as I alluded to, it can look really differently depending on how a person approaches the practice of music therapy and with whom they work. So I haven't set a date yet for the next live, but I will let you know when I'm ready to share that little tidbit. So thank you again for watching, and if you have any questions or statements, feel free to comment below. Thanks.